When I was a third-year university student, I had the chance to join an astronomy class and peer through a high-powered telescope at Saturn. And the Saturn I saw in the telescope looked exactly like the Saturn I've seen in textbooks and pictures online. Immediately after looking at it, I backed away and told my professor I didn't want to see it anymore because for the first time in my life, I was confronted with something I weirdly get anxious about in a deep and existential way. Space. Now, don't get me wrong. I like rockets and astronauts, and space is our final frontier. But I only like the idea of space, not what space actually is, a hostile, uncaring, immense, godlike mystery. And for me, it goes beyond just seeing pictures of Saturn. I don't like looking at clear and up-close pictures of the sun, asteroids, Jupiter, and even Earth. That's right, my very own planet. I don't like looking at a picture of it. And if you show me a globe that isn't flat, I'll turn away. Astronauts who spent weeks up in space often experience something called the overview effect. Once they're confronted with the Earth, they have a cognitive shift in awareness, a mental clarity. They realize that we're all fragile, and everything that's ever happened on a little floating blue ball. But me, if I were confronted with Earth, I wouldn't think, oh wow, that's so fragile. Instead, I would think, wow, that is a colossal mass of water and land and clouds, and so much is down there, and I am an ant and nothing, and this thing in front of me is the closest thing to a god. H.P. Lovecraft was a prolific author who wrote horror fiction and created the horror subgenre called cosmic horror. To just rip off Wikipedia, cosmic horror is the idea that the reality underlining the veneer of normality is so vast and alien that just seeing it would be harmful. It's the fear and awe we feel when confronted by the phenomena beyond our comprehension. And to me, that's what planets represent. I mean, they also represent beauty, wonder, and a little bit of humanity. But you get the point. Maybe my brain can't distinguish pictures from reality. Or maybe I had a childhood accident that somehow involves space and I'm forever traumatized. Either way, that's my irrational fear. And make no mistake, being afraid to look at pictures is irrational. I should have no problem looking at this and this and this because they're not inherently harmful to me and I'll probably never see it in my entire life. But when I Google searched these photos for this video, I recoiled and second guessed myself. I even looked away. I'll end this video with a question. What's your irrational fear? What's your cosmic horror? And why do you have it? Is it death? Bugs? How do you deal with it? Would love to read about it down below.